Yo, what's good? What's good? Hey, we back in the lab. Hey, who I got with me today?
What's up, yo? This is Aye Sanford. Batesville's on. Well, Milwaukee's on, huh?
Yeah, okay.
We'll get into it.
Right. So how you to start out, we got to go back get your backstory.
Okay.
So where you from originally?
Okay. I was born in Batesville, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry about the year. I was born in Batesville, but I was raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and that's where my family moved away when I was like 3 or 4. And boom, that was my first time seeing snow. My first time, I didn't even know where we was going, took a city bus. I didn't know what was happening, where we was going, didn't know we was moving. I heard they told me we was moving. And so, so I was raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then I recently moved back about 11 years ago. So I guess if you say, where was I was raised where I'm from Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to keep the fact that I'm born, you know what I'm saying, in the silk.
Right. So how did you get from Mississippi to Milwaukee? Like, how was that transition?
It was, man. So back in my day, Mississippi, when you're young, you have a whatever the world is for real. When you're young, you just see it based on, your own imagination or whatever. So when I was young, Mississippi, I just felt like we was just all family, and so moving away from, I was able to just go hang out over here, get with an uncle or a cousin or something and wander over here at a young age. When I moved to Milwaukee, for one, it was snow. I ain't really understand that. It was cold. And the people was the same way a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of cold. So it was a big transition because I'm used to being friendly. In your younger ages, I was used to being friendly, being nice. Pretty much everybody was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like kind of like love. The only thing we did when we was younger, we just was rough, But when I moved to Milwaukee, it changed my whole mentality. I ain't gonna lie. Growing up in Milwaukee changed my whole everything.
So you'll say that it's real about Southern hospitality then, like, so you went to Milwaukee, it was a different story. Like, you feel the same kind of love that we had down here?
See what it is because Milwaukee and Chicago, you got your older generations, them the parents. And then you got whatever's happening in the kid world. So most of us, we probably grew up in two different worlds, you know what I mean? So in the kid world, or what we call the streets, we say the streets. That's really like the kid world. We're not talking about the 60-year-olds. We're not talking about, so Milwaukee is made up of Mississippi people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's still, there's some Southern hospitality on somebody's block. You know what I'm saying? It's just outside is different. And that's all outside. Cause in the crib, I done walked in some cribs, you think you in Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It smell like pinto beans, you know what I'm saying, cornbread. They listening to some Mahalia Jackson, so it's Mississippi, because black folks is kind of black folks.
Right.
But the difference just outside is different. Outside here, you got the woods, you got land, and then that land, that show them your people. This show, in Milwaukee, when you look outside, that's a stranger next door. That's what kind of make the culture a little bit different. You got strangers. I didn't have family. I ain't had nobody to run to, nobody to call on. So that's what kind of makes a difference. Because black folks is just black folks. It's pretty much we are. It's just, I think it's just what's happening. What do outside look like? And outside was the alleys. It was, it just outside was different, and that's the difference. Here you can ride a horse, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So it was more urban city life.
It's urban, yeah.
Okay.
And then that's what made it different.
Yeah. So I mean, did you have like a harder life up there? Like, what I'm saying? Because I know you known for, you preaching now, church stuff now, but if they don't know you, you came from a more harder environment though, growing up. So
I did. I come from, now, okay, let me paint the picture so it can kind of make sense.
All
right. My father was like into karate in the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to hang out. So my earliest part of life, I just remember my pops and his friends, they all like 6 feet, and they into karate, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm the only child. So my pops, I'm 3, I'm 4. My pops spent time with me. He's into karate, so he spent time with me. You know what I'm saying? Boxing. He teaching me how to box at 3. He teaching me. So it's the story. My story would be a boy that was growing. If you was writing my book, it'd be a child that grew up with his father. You know what I mean? My mom is there, but so the way he raised me, because so now I know how to fight when I'm 4. Mm-hmm. I know how to fight when I'm 5. Like, I joined karate at 3. So you getting a different, when you getting me, it's a different, for somebody else, it's different for somebody else. But when you get me, I can fight. I probably can whoop like 15, 20. That's how I feel. That's the confidence. So that's why I'm outside. I'm outside for the adventure, mm-hmm. where a normal 5-year-old, he's not doing 50 push-ups. I'm doing 50 push-ups at 5, 6. I'm breaking boards at 6, 7. I'm competing in karate tournaments, winning first place trophies, 8, 9 years old. So by the time I turn 10, I'm super serious. I'm doing the full splits. So you take that type of person and you put them on regular street clothes, and then you put them in the hood. It's just different for me than with somebody else. So I'm there because I can handle it and I want it. You know what I'm saying? I want an opportunity to showcase this talent. And I'm gonna get in trouble if I bully somebody, but I'm cool long as I didn't start it. So for me as a young kid, I'm outside just for that. I'm looking for that. I want it. I'm looking for a fight. As far as this, I'm even as a kid, I'm coming back and forth because I had this thing. My big sisters lived here. I never wanted to not be away from Mississippi. So as a kid, every Easter I'm here, every Christmas I'm here. So it was feeling like the both worlds. So now poverty here was different. Poverty in the South was different than poverty in the North. Poverty, so I'll never take, man, I done seen some stuff poverty-wise in Mississippi, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now there's a difference between streets, culture, versus poverty and broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All of it gotta fight. All of it got, and so I don't ever want to disrespect Mississippi. I take my hats off to Mississippi for that. That looked like some things I've seen related to poverty and living conditions. It's inhumane to me. Mm-hmm. Sure. And I feel like the country should like hold on, we sending money to Africa, and no disrespect. I mean, it's so respectfully, but I didn't see people. So now that's the poverty aspect. Now, as far as the street culture, yeah, because you got more people. It's just, and then keep in mind, sometimes the parents is away, the father is at work, so it's kids. You might got 300-400 kids in a certain neighborhood, different ages, and so it's just how it's gonna be what it be. So yeah, on my block where I grew up. I grew up on 24th Place in Burleigh. As far as when I finally stayed somewhere for a long amount of time. And so, I think that's like 1990. So I'm 10 years old. Again, by 10, I did 2 karate movies, man. I'm really, even though I'm a humble person, but my body is strong, my mind is strong, the conditions that I went through in karate is way worse than anything that I'm gonna face on the street. You know what I'm saying? Karate back in the 90s and the 80s, it's gonna break you. We doing push-ups on our knuckles until, we in our mindset, until the skin busts, and then you grow a new patch of skin. That's the goal. That's the objective, is to get your knuckles, the skin to break. So that's them conditions right there on a kid. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We not allowed to make whimpering noises. There's no whimpering noise. We have to learn how to breathe and control it and release it. We're not allowed to, so there is nothing that you gonna face. But, gang culture, it is what it is. You couldn't go outside. As far as going outside, leaving your yard, on my block, you couldn't leave your yard unless you participated, because you're going to participate. If you come down the street, you gonna participate, or you gonna be we gonna be practice.
So you say you got caught up in that life though, street life?
Oh, look at Fury. You say the word caught up. Okay. Let me say it like this. You fight it because in Milwaukee it ain't the street life. It's the Caprice, the box Chevy riding on candy paint, dripping on the woo 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 with the you know what I'm saying, with the wood grain steering wheel and the sound system. And I like music. The sound system sounds like the best music you've ever heard in your life, mixed with the 100 spokes.
Yeah,
that. So, street life, I guess. Let's say gang, or let's say thugging. Let's just say the word thugging and balling.
Yeah,
it's two different things.
Yeah.
So what got me is, I love. I grew up in a. We was poor, but I have a finer taste. I had an exquisite taste. I'm artistic. I'm gifted. Finer things, and so. That right there, that's what finally got to me, man. You know what I mean? You in school, he 13, and he got 4 G's in his pocket. And you sitting here being a good dude, and you got your little allowance, was them $7 a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what kind of got me. It was the the fur coats, the flashy, and being able to have it, being able to control your own, destiny as far as, you did this, you got that, you made that money, and so that's kind of, it ain't the thugging, because I can fight. So ain't nobody bullying me. You know what I'm saying? Thugging is typically, this gang culture thing is typically somebody done broke you down and you got you to the point that you just give in to being led by their foolishness. Like for me, I can fight for real. I turn this mug out. You know what I mean? I would be the wrong one. So it eventually turned into my people following me.
Yeah. So you say it's more of just the lifestyle more than the gang culture. You say you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, could you see yourself back then being where you at now, as far as like how you involved with church now?
Man, when I was a shorty, I thought my whole life, I actually thought that I would be in church. You know what I'm saying? When I was a shorty, I actually was man, I was around the streets. We hanging out, but I literally was just I just could fight. I could play basketball, but meaning that I can be around you. I don't gotta cuss. I could be around you. I don't have to lose my virginity. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm out here because I can handle being out here. What happened was when I turned like 17, I'm fighting it. You know what I'm saying? You fighting it. I'm a good dude. I'm really like a good dude. 14, you fighting it. And I think when I was like 14, 15 or whatever, I went through like a first heartbreak or something. Trying, how you just, you done found something fine. You trying your best to impress. Maybe I was like a little bit older, maybe like 17 or something. But what happened was, man, you go through your first heartbreak. And then so between the years of 17 to 20, just to be honest with you, I did so much that I felt like God couldn't use me, bro. Just to be real with you, you in your heart, but I did so much in between a couple years span that I threw away the whole ideal of God being able to use me, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Some things I ain't really know how he could forgive, And so my mind kind of was there, just to be real with you. It was like, I did too much.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm being judgmental on myself, but that's how I felt. So I kind of threw that away. I was like, I just want to, be an entrepreneur or just get money. I just wanted to like get money. At the end of the day, in the streets, we just felt like it was just money. That's all people want. Just get money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what do you think it was? Because, everybody got their point. So what do you think it was that just made you want to get back into it?
Interesting. So in the midst of all this story, we didn't talk about the public school systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go to school in the Milwaukee public school systems. The school systems is dope to me. You know, the lunch was straight, and the school systems during my time would have art programs. You know, and so for me, this is my pathway out of the streets. And when I say the streets, I'm talking about poverty. I ain't talking about like my problem with growing up in the hood. It was we was broke, bro. You know, I wanted the finer things.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have, you want to get some name brand cereal. You want to have enough clothes for at least 3 weeks. It ain't even trying to like a couple more shoes because these getting dirty. Yep. You know what I mean? It's just. You trying to find a way out. You don't know a way unless somebody show you a way. And so what kind of got me back is man, I feel like, okay, let me finish with the art. So I paid attention to every art class. You know what I'm saying? I listened to, because of karate, I listened to my teachers. I turned in my homework. And this is not hard for me, because I did every music program. So I'm coming up into music. And so I think music, when I went to high school, I got a chance to go to the Milwaukee High School of the Arts, meaning you can do music for 3 hours a day. Mm-hmm. This was my escape. The arts is my escape. Writing was my escape. And again, I'm able to do this and be cool because I can fight. When you can fight, it's like I can do all of this. I can do, opera. I can do what somebody else can't do because they can't whoop me. And so the music is something that kind of, what I was doing, and that kind of kept my attention. It drew me in. So I got to give. So because of the Milwaukee High School, because of the Milwaukee Public School programs, it kind of was like my escape, and so I always told God that if I ever sung for him, I always felt like if you sing, for me, I knew my gift of singing came from God. Mm-hmm. So in all of my life, I just didn't sing, if that makes sense. I ain't on the block singing. This is something I'm hiding. This is just on Sundays, singing at church. Like my worship was just something because you grew up in the streets. Ain't nobody I could share it with. So having this sense of God, it's just I felt like I failed him. I felt like I messed up and I threw it away. But so the music, I always told him that if I sung, I had opportunity to sing backgrounds for Dave Hollister in high school. I was like, I ain't gonna do it. And don't get it wrong, I wasn't no church boy. Uh-huh. But I always felt like I didn't want to give my voice to the devil, kind of. I never wanted to give my voice to the devil. I'm gonna let the devil have all this right here. You know what I'm saying? But he can't get the gift that I knew God gave me. I felt like he gave me the gift. So one day, man, I don't know how. I guess we could just tell these stories. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. One day in like 2000, I had a group of young brothers. We hustled together. We pooled our monies together to produce a profit in whatever way. Yeah. And then we split that profit in 3. You know what I mean? That was just what we did. And so my guys, one of them is my god brother. I met him in 1986. So we cool up until then. My other dude is my god brother Adrian, and then my homeboy Champ. One day one night we did a heist, quote unquote. During this time, remember I told you in these couple years span, I'm feeling like I did too much. So during this time, I'm feeling like such a guilty conscience. Like my conscience is just really messing with me. I found myself from 19 to 20 man, stuff just moving too fast. You know how you might not, when you're younger, you sit and you dream about balling. You know what I mean? And when you in junior high, you having dreams about balling. You know, one day I'm a ball. You know, those are the dreams we was having. Yep. I'm a ball. I ain't want to be a doctor, a lawyer. You know, we wanted to ball out. I wanted to ride down with the candy paint and so I finally get for me, I'm like, I finally get the opportunity at 19 where these dudes gonna let me mix it up and ball. You know, I'm trying to ball. You know, stupid bread. You know, 25. We was doing. I don't want to really. And one night we did a heist and we had a typical thing on Fridays. On Fridays we get dressed up. You know, Fridays and Saturdays, we get dressed up and we go do something as a crew, as a clique, you know, bring your girl, you know, and we do something. So that's when we pull out our, you know, we you know, that's what you do on Friday. So it was one of them Friday nights. We pulled out the Pellies, the Abraxes, and we went to celebrate because we had, and some dudes from my high school came to the restaurant that night. And it was just interesting. And my homeboy Big Dave from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, he came to the restaurant and he came and he was like, you know, he remembered me from high school. He was like, bro, we got a group. Why don't you come sing with me, bro? You know, they looked at me as one of the dopest. I was one of the top singers in high school. And the fact the dude walked over there, I thought it was dope. Because I'm talking about my table is like, we're not a church boy table. Mm-hmm. You know, this table, when you look at us, you can tell. You know, you could tell by the chain. It's during that time. Now everybody got a chain, you know. It was different. And so he was like, we want you to come sing. And I, okay. And so I went to rehearsal and I liked what they was doing. You know, it was live band, you know, all my home, you know, just what I dreamed about as far as doing music. I wanted to be a star, you know, but I gave it up. I did too much in my mind. I did too much. I wanted to be a star. And so to me, I took the opportunity, but I took the invite as like God saying, you know, I'm going to give you a second chance. And so I went to a rehearsal. I'm still doing what I'm doing. You know, went to another rehearsal. I'm still doing what I'm doing. Went to another rehearsal. I'm still doing what I'm doing. But from hanging out with them, it ended up bringing me eventually over to the church. You know, for real. You know, just I needed a new circle. Just honestly, just some different kind of cats that was just doing different things. I didn't have no circle like that. You know, cats that was just going to the mall, buying clothes, maybe going bowling, or you know. And I'm mentioning this stuff. I don't even really want to. I don't know whatever normal people doing. You know, just having fun without getting into it. You know, with people without you know. And I needed to kind of be in that environment, bro. And so like being in that environment kind of helped me to, you know. I eventually just.
I want to ask you this too while we on the subject. I'm going to let you get back to the story, but it's just so relevant.
Yeah.
Because it's just how I see you move. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
How important do you think it is that they gave you that leeway of you? They not questioning what you doing. Yeah. They still letting you do what you do, and you still coming to rehearsal. They not trying to change you.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you even spotted that. I don't know if I would be in God. You know, I don't know if they took my swag away from me. You know, because it wasn't, you know, who I am. It wasn't something you found on TV. It was something built. You know, remember I told you I'm from Crescent to karate, growing up in a hard neighborhood. You know, even the things that we was doing, this was like built. This is just who I am. And being a different person, you would have to I might have to be, like you hear they say, be born again. But I don't know. Like my dad was a pastor, bro. And my pops, you know, I respected him. He made sure that that we respected him. And I did. I respect the church. I respect God. So I respected God and I respected the church so much that I'm not going to give you me. You know what I'm saying? That's how my mindset was. I respect God. I respect the church. And, you know, and I respect God's people so much that I'm not going to really, I'm gonna just leave y'all alone. I would come on Sunday, I play, but I'm gonna leave y'all alone, quote unquote. I'm gonna stay out y'all way, like all the way. No harm, I never, I won't try to talk to a church girl. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess with church girls. If you a church boy, and I'm not saying this to belittle, what I'm saying is I'm gonna respectfully stay away from you. We don't want none of this drama, none of this smoke, none of this negative karma that comes with whatever over here to come on y'all. My homeboys now, keep in mind, they knew me because we went to high school together, so they already knew me. They was already, I don't want to say the word fan, they looked up to me. I was like the big homie. You safe when you with me. And so, and it was just hanging around with regular, they was regular people, but it's just, I do something. That was the difference. Like if something pop off, I do something. If we get into an argument, my statement is gonna be, hey, it'll turn, hey, bro, Mm-hmm. And it was just having that type of muscle. But I do appreciate, and I hear where you coming from. Yeah, I think that did Milwaukee made Aye Sanford how I am, because that's how Milwaukee really is, though. The whole church world is just like me. Mm. Like every musician is just dudes that's from the north side of Milwaukee. We all went to, like, it's just like me, every musician. And so let's say 150 musicians, mix up the instruments based on whatever. Every musician is just like me. This is like literally our culture. This is when you go to our church, it's like just like this. Chicago kind of the same way. It's just kind of like here, it's different.
Yeah, I was just about to get into, I feel like down here, let me see how I can say it.
Say it too.
I feel like it's more of almost like kind of like a cult kind of thing. Like, man, it's like you gotta be in that world, or they don't want you in that world sometimes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel discouraged from the church.
Unpack when you say that world, unpack it. Really unpack what you talking about. So when you say the word, you mean, when you say cult, you kind of mean like it's cookie cutter, like cookie cutter, like dress like this.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like this, like
talk like this.
Yeah, and say certain things at certain times, and you know what I'm saying. And then but Saturday night you was just in the club, you was a whole other person, and then you can't. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Now let me say this. Mm-hmm. Oh man, so what do you want from me? How do you want me to? You want me to talk real? We just gonna kick it? Me and you kicking it?
Yeah.
Or what? Like.
Yeah, okay. Give them the real. Like, how you feel? How do you feel it is down here?
So you asking me how I personally feel?
How it's different from like up there and like here. Like as far as the church work, I feel like some people get discouraged down here from being in the church just because of how people look at them.
Yeah. See, for us, I think when you put the church in the inner city fabric, mm-hmm. It's different because, okay, the inner city. So in an inner city fabric, church, it's the community. So for me, let me. So on 24th Place in Burleigh, and I'm just speaking. My dad is a pastor, but I look at my pops as my pops. Mm-hmm. So when I go to church with my pops, I'm kicking it with my pops. That's how I looked at it my whole life. Mm-hmm. I love my pops. When I'm in karate with him because I'm kicking it with my pops. I'm spending time with my pops. So I just looked at that as being with my pops. Now, I didn't look at that as church. I didn't look at myself as being in church.
Right.
My pops knew who I was, how I was. My mom, them know how I was, who I was. And they understood that when you give your life to God, it's a personal choice. You know what I mean? It's a decision that you make. So when I'm in Milwaukee, right, in the summertime when you growing up, the church up the street, they got the food. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The summer meals.
Yeah.
Bet. Or the church of the street taking the youth to Great America. Bet.
Yeah.
They got this basketball tournament at the church. So for me, I grew up, this is part of being a teenager to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And this, we ain't even talking about the having church aspect. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
A church service.
Right.
So it's to me, and this is again why Aye Sanford is like I am, if you pay attention to it, because I'm used to it just being regular. This is how I'm hanging out with my friends. We going to Great America. The church, we finna go to the mall. Our church went to the mall. Our church, we went to concerts together, you know? So it was just part of and for me coming from Mississippi, the whole thing for me was, it was exposing me to a whole new world. So it meant more to me than it probably meant to them. Cause I don't know nothing about none of this. Ain't nothing in my family, none of this. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm just enjoying the whole new world of not being around ratchet, ghetto. You know, I look at church as upscale, class, civilized, because everything I was around, dog, on my block was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Boom, somebody just got popped. Your friend just got hit by this. You know, and so the church to me was the only time that you can be around. So to me, I look at it as civilized society.
I get what you're saying.
Now that's there.
Yeah.
Now here, I don't know, because again, I named all of them. I'm used to growing up with brothers. I like dudes. I like hanging out with being around some homies, if that makes sense. Right. I like being around the testosterone. I want to shake hands hard. What up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? I want to what it do. I'm used to having all of that at church with me. What's good, bruh? What it do? What up? What up, fam? You know, and I ain't talking about nobody being a preacher. I'm just talking about a teenager, right? Yeah. So it be them real conversations. Hey, I was just at the club last night. I seen you, dog. You, hey, yeah. You know, we just being real, regular people, you know. But here, ain't no dudes. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no men. Ain't no... So it's like... you almost feel like you don't belong. It kind of give you that you don't belong, like it ain't for you. It's like that. It ain't for you. Ain't nobody that look like me. At least if I'm struggling, let me see a couple cats that's struggling. Like I was, you know, for us, we grew up with every dynamic. Oh, fam still smoke. The weed smokers, here go the weed smokers over here. Here go the cats that still drink. We going to the club, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But, and I'm not trying to, what I'm saying is you can see you, somebody that you will hang out with. I hang out with bro. I kick it with bro. I'll let dudes come by the crib. We go shoot some pool. You know, so you don't really see yourself. So to me, I feel like I don't belong.
Because that's true though. Because you will see, like, you might see the bros in church though, but it's like you got to put on another face when you go.
You do. Talk about that face though. What you talking about?
Like you can't, like the conversation you just said you was having.
Yeah.
You can't have that type. You gotta act like you gotta go into church mode or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like it's not the same.
I'm gonna say all churches, and this is from having a world experience. So talking to me, we can have this talk. I can have it with you.
Yeah.
And from a just talk, not even a just really just the facts and fabrics of because I got a world view.
Right.
What I will tell you is all churches ain't like that.
Okay.
At all.
Right.
What we have here does not represent at all the heart, the mission, the responsibility at all. A lot of times when people be independent, it's because they bogus sometimes. You know what I'm saying? When you find people, we just gonna make you guys just, it's because you got some other type of agenda. So everybody not like that, man. I would find what we always taught in America. See, and that's a difference here too.
Yeah.
In the Midwest, we always look at it like you in America. You can go to any church you want to. Here, people, your family will talk about you if you don't go to their church. You know, it's like these things give you this terminology cult.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, man, trust. I'm trying to say, I forgot you putting this out on the interview. I'm gonna say it's wise to pay attention to your feelings because you should not feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And something that's God should not make you feel that way.
Yeah.
You know? And then I will tell you, God came before religion.
Yeah.
And he gonna be when religion is gone. You know what I mean? Because we should not make you feel that way. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm trying to grow a church. My church I'm trying to grow an unconditional love church. You know, I want a church where that urban culture, you know, where we embrace hip hop, where we embrace real life, you know, not conforming to it, but all people. You know, my goal is that we are the first unconditional love church for real. Like at my church, I got folks, I'm gonna leave it alone. I can't say it. But we love them anyway. I'm gonna put it like this. We're gonna love you anyway.
Yeah.
You know, long as you don't mind me cracking a joke,
right,
we're gonna be all right. But yeah, it shouldn't be like that. I don't really want to say too much because we get too offended in Mississippi. So I can't really say how I really feel about the church because then somebody will feel like you saying that you better than. Like I ain't, and that's such a victim mentality to always take that offense if somebody is trying to give you constructive criticism. Why it got to be better than? Why it can't be that I think you're better than? What it is I think you're better than what you're doing.
Yeah.
It ain't that I think I'm better than.
Yeah.
I think y'all can do better. I think we can do better, you know, and I think we should do better, you know. Here it feel like we don't want unsaved people at our church. You know, to me, it feel like the church don't want the streets.
Right.
You know, it feel like we don't want men, you know, we don't want poor people, you know, we don't want regular people, we don't want culture, black culture.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we want, dog, I want, you know, I'm an artist. I like diversity. I like change. I like different. You know, I like color. I like expression. You know, I want to see all of that. Go ahead, bro.
No, you good. I'm just saying, do you think that's why, like, so many people have left? Like, why you think so many people that left the church that used to come? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen that just as a preacher, like more people leaving out of the church?
Let me speak it from this perspective. Now, I always started anything religious that I'm a part of. I always created it myself.
Okay.
Nobody has ever gave me anything.
Right.
No denomination. When I started my first church, I started it myself in 2003, independent. You know, grew it, talked to the people, met people at gas stations, you know, brought them in. So my view over these 26 years is pretty consistent. And so now let me speak as a person that's been a watcher. Yeah. And then I'll speak for Mississippi. Okay. It ain't popping like it used to pop. But it also have not evolved. There was a time in the 90s where there was a good evolution where we brought the instruments to church here, you know, so it was evolving, right? I don't know if you remember that time in the 90s, it used to be popping, but it was popping because there was an evolution in the church. They was bringing keyboards and listening to they was singing the songs that Kirk Franklin, you know, just different song expressions and doing new things. Over the time, there's no more evolution. And there has been major evolution. Yeah. I'm going to say this, man, and I feel like embrace hip-hop culture. I'm going to stop around that one. You know, because it is it is the culture now. It is our culture. And so to not embrace that is to throw away a whole generation.
Right, and I say, like, even when you was talking about before, like, even in the 90s, that's when I did see a lot of that, like, sports and stuff and programs, you know what I'm saying? More of that back then. I don't really see that much, you know, now it's like OPC doing it now. Like, I remember Upward back in the day doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't really see that no more.
I think they tired, you know? I think it's people... Yes, you need to. We need to learn how to be better leaders. Train up people to take it to the next level. We do delegate. I think it's time for new leaders. You know, I think you are. You know what I'm saying, in your own way. You know, a leader, and I think we should, I'm with you. I'm like, let's get more out into where the people at. As far as sending people, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not an advocate of, everybody not good for you. I'm gonna word it like that.
Right.
Can I say it like that?
Yeah.
Everybody not good for you. Sometimes it feel good. Like you hear people all the time, man, you need to get married, right? Okay, they be like, to who? And then you be like, you do understand that most women don't like women, right? Then they be like, right, most of y'all can't be friends with each other, right? You be like, right. Then you be like, ain't it a reason? Mm-hmm. You be like, yeah, because woo. Well, that same person, that's what we have to deal with.
Yeah, right.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being good is being good. Yep. You know, when a person is just not good, they just not gonna be good no matter where you put them, where you place them. You know, so sometimes the ideal is good.
Yeah.
But the reality ain't necessarily good. Everybody don't have unconditional love for real. You know what I'm saying? And you got every right to feel loved. You a human being, you know? And so if we ain't operating in unconditional love, I can't vouch for cats for ministries that don't embrace unconditional love, that don't embrace truth, you know, that don't throw away fear, stop leading from fear. You know, fear ain't faith. Stop being scared you're going to lose something. Stop being scared somebody going to take over. Stop trying to put fear in people. You know, stop. I don't agree with a lot of the fear tactics. I believe that it was God's goodness that leads men to repentance, man. And I'm a person that messed up so many times. That's the reason why I'm here. It's because of God's goodness. And I'm talking about here like recording with you. You know what I mean? Making the songs that we making. You know, you hear it's because of God's goodness. And so I think a church should walk in that. So I don't know I don't know them all. Mm-hmm. I know some good churches here. Most churches I know really is good.
Right.
What I'm gonna tell you just from the pastor's perspective that you guys might not know, is that a lot of them scared. You know what I mean? They scared, bro. They scared of YNs. You know, they watching the Memphis media. You know what I'm saying? They being fed propaganda. You know, and they horrified.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, I don't know what, you know, we got to pray for God. Give us an answer how to break that because, or you let me know, do you feel like we still need the church?
I feel like we still do. I feel like it's a place for it. And I feel like, for one thing, a lot of people still really want to go.
Yeah.
But they don't feel welcome to go.
What you mean? What you mean when you say dress? The dress attire or how they being treated?
How you being treated? How you get looked at? They looking at your personal life outside of church, being judged for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people don't feel.
I'm gonna give you a perspective from a person that's a pastor.
Yeah.
That pastor urban community, right?
Right.
But my view is, I be thinking that the streets is religious, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
I see what you mean.
Because they be wanting me to be like, a lot of times, okay, I'm winning bruh. You know, bruh come to the church, you know, or she done brought her man to the church. Or they done came to the church. They want it to be a traditional church. I'm looking for the church like I'll be looking at it like, y'all religious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because y'all be expecting church.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
When you get out the bed to come to church, it's some remembrance of some old school version of church that then gave you some feeling that you want to come get a Lord, because there are some evolved churches. The streets won't mess with them because your grandmama talk against our church. Auntie them told y'all that hip-hop is the devil. So even though you got sin in your life and God's still working on you, you don't want to come work with some people that God's still working on. Because he's still working on me too.
Right.
We just trying to be transparent and authentic and real. We ain't got it together. But you want us to be a fake church.
And they want to come to church to be fake.
You want us to do
day.
Yeah, you want us to put on that one day they came for some fake.
Yeah.
So that they can go back, boy, I went to church. They gonna go pray to Big Mama. Big Mama gone. They gonna say, Big Mama, I went to church. They trying to please Big Mama. But Big Mama not God.
Right.
And she should have told you that. That's how I raised my kids. I told my kids, God is your father. I'm your father, but God is above me. I want you to know that. You follow God above me. You know, I always raise them because I need you to know. Because sometimes you're going to be somewhere and I can't get there.
Yeah.
And you're going to need to call on God, which is the situation that we in. So I'm speaking from a pastor's perspective. I be feeling like, and I've been made to feel this way because I've only did ministry from bringing people that's unchurched. I've never had church people. My ministry is winning the lost. So unchurched people is the only people that I've dealt with as a pastor.
Right.
And what I run into all the time is these baby daddies be wanting big mama style church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they feel like they ain't in church if they ain't, well, you know, if they don't got to sing. You don't got to do nothing over here. We love you. You ain't got to sing in the choir. You ain't got to be no usher.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You dope just being you. I need you to be you. And so maybe they don't know, but it's some evolved churches out here, you know, that could be something for you. Try to find the evolved churches and interview them. Try to, because I feel like what you said is serious. The concept of that when people feel like that dress code or they feel like they won't be accepted, that is a serious thing. That's not nothing to, you know, we care. I know for myself, Wild Honey and Locust, I'm trying to put a plug out there.
Yeah.
Them the ones I'm looking for.
Right.
I want somebody that's gonna come and don't wear no church clothes. You know, because I don't feel like wearing no church clothes. You know, I'm looking for somebody that'll come and just want to sit there and chill and learn His word. You don't sing in the choir. You know, wanna laugh, crack jokes for about 30 minutes. That don't mind having a good time, you know. Loving somebody, let's break bread. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for, because we wanna grow in life. I want to advance in life. Let's get into real estate. Let's be business owners.
Right.
How can we expand you, get you to owning homes versus renting? That's what I'm kind of interested in, because the state of Mississippi is at a place that we need to push and birth out and build up good godly entrepreneurs, business owners, so that we can have an infrastructure to be able to support us when people tell us that we can't come through. I care more about that than y'all learning about grandma and them religion, learning these old songs. I don't even know these church songs, bro.
Right.
I'm sorry, we done went to a whole nother.
But okay, let's go back and talk about, you said you've been down here for 11 years. Okay, yeah. So we'll get back into your story a little bit. So how did you transition back down here to Mississippi? What made you want to come back down?
Well, I was going through, before I moved to Mississippi, I was going through in my marriage, man, really bad. I was married, and I was just going through, and when I say the word going through, I'm going to just say I was coming to a point that some decisions would have to be made. Okay. You know, I'm a word it like that. You know, individually as a person within yourself, when you're thinking things, you're trying to get things, you coming to grips with yourself. So, I'm praying to God during this time, and I'm not saying that you know, everybody that pray ain't perfect. That's why I'm praying. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people think when you praying, that means I prayed because I can't not do this by myself. You know, I was I was a mess. And so I was holding a lot of stuff in, because in my position, you can't really share. You know, people, they find an inch, you know, it go crazy. So a lot of things that you deal with, you hold it in. So I was holding a lot of things in, a lot of pain, a lot of pressures for a lot of years. So around 2013, I think I jumped out in like 2010 with my first album. So, but I never put it to DSPs. And so I'm praying to God, and man of the Lord was showing me visions of Mississippi, bro. I was even with my church, the Lord was telling me, you know, while I was preaching on Sunday, God was like, this ain't your church. You know what I'm saying? He kept showing me Mississippi. Like, I would have visions while I'm preaching of being in Mississippi. And and it was something I did not want. I wasn't interested in coming to Mississippi. I love airports. I like malls. I like different types of living. You know, I like not having to cut grass. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy being inside. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight with all that outside stuff. You know, I like being inside. You know, so I did not want to come to Mississippi, but I had to. My marriage was getting to a point that, you know, something was gonna have to give, and I wanted to know that giving up on it or walking away was the right thing to do, and I wanted to know that that it wasn't because I got a woman on the side. You know what I'm saying? Type. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to prove to I wanted to know what was wrong with me. Mm-hmm. You know, and so I wanted to be able to go through that without a bunch of, and so Mississippi, this is my hometown, my family, you know. And so, you know, one guy was like, you know, move to Mississippi. Two, I was like, no. And then during this time, things was happening. I had, man, I don't even want to get too deep. You got to tell how transparent. I don't even know how transparent y'all be getting on your shows.
Man, they talk about it all.
They talk about it all. Yeah. I was suicidal, man.
Yeah.
I was, man, I was drinking every day. I was trying to bury the pain inside of substance. You know, I was holding in pain. I had people that died. I had secrets. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of stuff on my chest. And, man, one day I got up, and this was the last straw. One day I had a vision because I felt like God was like, move to Mississippi. He kept telling me. He told me in 2005 to move to Mississippi. I just wasn't, I'm hard-headed, bro. And so, man, the last straw was I had a vision of myself. I went to work. I was working at Time Warner Cable, 2013, man, making some bread too. Mm-hmm. I think I'm making like just in bonuses from $2,500 to $5,000 a month just in bonuses. You know, mm-hmm. I'm making some bread. This is what I was putting into the music. This is how I became an artist. So I started paying for my own studio beats, woo. And man, I had a vision that, you know, because God was telling me to move. He said, move now. I'm tripping. I'm like, God, dude, I'm finally making the money, you know, that I need to make to be able to get myself, to invest back into myself. And so I'm at work. I had to catch an Uber to work. And I'm having a vision, man. I'm serious, man. Lord, I'm seeing somebody shoot the pistol. So I'm calling my, you know, hey, come scoop me from work, you know, woo, blah, 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 woody, whoop, I ain't coming to get you, yeah, walk home, woo. Okay. So I catch the bus, because I don't want to say, like, dude, I just had a vision that I'm going to get shot today. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are the kind of things that let me know, like, you know, okay, so, you know, some decisions got to be made. Like, hey, I had a vision that I'm gonna get shot today. You expect somebody to be like, okay, bet. So I had a vision, I'm gonna get shot today. I get on the city bus. So what I do is I know Milwaukee. So I'm like, I'm gonna go around the hood, because I gotta go through the hood to get to where I live. I don't stay in the hood. You got to get to where I go, unless you on the highway and going around, you gotta go through the hood if you're on a city bus. City bus ain't gonna take the highway. Man, this doggone city bus went on, it went down Titonia, turned on Silver Spring, and I'm like, okay, bet, we finna roll. That joker hit the gas, we rolling. Man, the bus came to a last stop on 26th and you know Milwaukee, 26th and Silver Spring, them low numbers, Doc. Them low numbers, them 20s and stuff. 26th and Silver Spring, this the last stop. Y'all got to get on the next bus. I'm tripping like, whoa, my vision is going to come to pass. So I'm standing across the street at the bus stop. It's a bar right there. I'm watching. So a lady come out. She been drinking like a mug. She about 65. You know, she look at the old school bar. She been drinking. Homeboy come outside. She leave me alone. Okay. I'm just watching it. I'm talking about, this is very entertaining. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. I'm nosy. You know, I'm watching. I'm just watching, but I'm thinking. All of a sudden, another guy comes to the scene. And then she told this guy that before you came, this dude beat me up. That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I watched the whole thing. But for a guy, if your girl say that some dude she said he dragged me when you wasn't here, that's smoke right there. So While these two dudes is tussling, I'm at the bus stop across the street. I'm watching. She pull out a 22. It's so small. I don't know. I can't really make out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But she drunk. So her hand, she pulled it out at this man's head, and then her hand turned until she get to me, and then pop the trigger. I said, ooh, like I can duck. This is what I'm saying. God is real. I can't dodge no bullet, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
I said, ooh, and ducked around the corner. The very vision that I seen came to light. So 2 weeks later, I moved to Mississippi.
Okay.
Real life. I'm like, I ain't playing. I was able to save up. We was able to save up. We came, brought the kids, and I met you guys like during that first week or two because we moved to Oxford. That's when I met y'all.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we came. Edit that, cut all that.
Yeah, I remember that. So, you did come, and I just had Be Easy here. He did a interview last week.
Yeah.
So how was it like being able to link back up with family and stuff, and then just see what the music scene was when you came back?
I will say that you guys made my music who it is. Being here changed my life. I didn't realize how far I had become away from sensitivity. I didn't realize how far I've come from just feeling, being sensitive, feeling what other people go through. I don't know the right word, but being here gave me the blues, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I see why, and it's just. See, I lived in Milwaukee. People die every day. I don't know them. People get shot every day. I don't know them. Period, bro. I don't have no feeling. People get murdered every day. When I live here, man, somebody get murdered, they be my nephew or something, or somebody we know,
Mm-hmm.
And so I hadn't really felt that feeling before. I don't really know the feeling of grieving over somebody getting murdered and you know them.
Right.
So I never felt those feelings. The feelings that I felt since I've been here, that we went through as a community, that we go through as a community, that's all new for me. Seeing going through Corona, how we did, that changed my life. Working with y'all changed my life. The Mississippi, the style, how y'all do music, how y'all rap, the type of music, it changed my whole music. I was kind of hip hop when I first moved down here. I was kind of East Coast type, with it, lyrical, barred up. I felt like my music wasn't even good, to be real with you, playback. But, being around you guys, Fly Rich, Tay Ford, salute to Tay Ford, Too Hot, salute, GD, Douglas, guys from my hometown. Being around y'all have changed my music, and I'm from music. I'm from live bands. I've been playing piano since I was 11, but y'all changed my whole way of hearing music, making music, and it took me a couple albums to kind of get to how I do it now. Pain music. What's his name that got murdered? Mo 3. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that kind of changed me, bro. Hearing that everybody ain't your friend, everybody ain't your partner. And being here in amongst, I worked in the school, so it's like I'm around and I'm amongst what's happening. It changed me. It changed my music and it changed my style and it kind of gave me a purpose. It probably made my music what it is, man. Y'all helped me become a better artist because we didn't record it so many times.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mississippi have Milwaukee made my foundation. Y'all gave me my personality. Y'all gave me flavor. I really have enjoyed working with the artists and being around the talent, and watching the success. Some of these dudes, these my little cousins. watching Be Easy, being able to make music with him. Be Easy wanted allowed the gospel dude, to do a song with him. And that changed me, bro. I think that was the first time. So, I'm pretty proud of what we doing, man. I hope I answered your question. I don't know.
Yeah. Now I remember like one of the first songs you recorded with me.
Okay.
You made you was telling the story though, and it was so crazy because you came and recorded the song during the ice storm. You like, man, I'm from Milwaukee. I'm used to this. Like this before I even had my studio. Like this was in my bedroom, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but the song you was talking about how you slipped on some black ice or something in the song.
Roll with you? Was it roll with you?
I think so. I think it was. You were telling a story about your car flipped.
Roll with you. I remember. Yeah, we did roll with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to know about the song?
Yeah, like where like tell them about that. Like what happened with that?
So Aye Sanford came about from relationships. Mm-hmm. People always, you fake, you know what I'm saying? You live in two different lives, you know what I'm saying? Or people always tell a story of a past you or a story of a story. And so I made my albums, or I made my music to document things that happened in my life that people wouldn't believe it was real. And so I think 2009, I was on my way to Mississippi. I connected with one of my guys, Bishop. He was a bishop in Chicago, and we was driving here, right? Man, you got me telling these stories. I'm gonna be real with you. I definitely going through some mental challenges. Carrying a lot of weight, a lot of burdens, and again, sometimes people have. So there is time stamps in my life where we have indulged in various stimuli, quote unquote, right. Weed and alcohol.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I write the stories about how God be talking to me and how he disciplines me. So the bishop has let me drive his car. I'm driving the bishop's car, the Cadillac V8, nice. Because I'm so street, my loyalty is immaculate, meaning that I don't want to hurt his car. I don't want to hurt nobody connected to him, love. He's driving one of the members' cars in front. And we coming to Mississippi to do a conference. Now, I had Blue that morning. And so my conscience is messing with me, right? My conscience is messing with me. I'm still hearing God. We on the highway, we going 80, but it's ice. It's like black ice, but, when you got the defrost on, it looked like just rain. We had the defrost on. And so he riding in front of me. He from Chicago. They different. I'm from Mississippi, living in Milwaukee, meaning I got the Mississippi in me from the old school Mississippi. Old school Mississippi, we ain't riding fast. We driving slow.
Right.
He turned. So I'm on the phone, I'm like, slow down, Bishop. You moving too fast. But I got to stay with him. So he jumped left lane going around. I jumped behind him left lane going around. He tapped on brakes. He got the V8. I got nervous, and I tapped on brakes a little too hard. Boom, I hit him in the back. I'm in his whip. He fishtailing a little bit. I said, oh my God. Boom, I hit him again. So now the way my car is going, if I can't slam on brakes, and then I'm not thinking properly. Everything that you learn about what you're supposed to do, because in my mind, all I'm thinking about is them. I'm not thinking about how I'm handling the car, pump the brakes. I ain't thinking none of that. All I'm thinking about is them in this vehicle in front of me. And so what I did is I flipped my wheel. I turned it to make me not hit them. So it made me just start going in circles. So I'm spinning 80 miles an hour just on the highway, just spinning in circles. While I'm spinning in circles, I'm dealing with the fact that I blew this morning. Anything that happens, I deserve it. God is judging me. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm dealing with in my conscience. So inside of my conscience, I'm telling God, you know, because I got to a place, I'm like, you know, when I turn, dog, I see angels. I'm like, wait. We come back around, I see the sun, the sky. I spin again, I'm seeing angels, bro. I can feel it. My hairs in my arms is standing up like crazy. But the wheel on its own just turned, and so now I'm driving backwards. I'm going up, but I'm driving backwards, 80 miles an hour backwards. I'm facing the rear backwards. It's doing it on its own. Then the car go, well, I ain't gonna say doing it on its own. What I'm saying, I'm just saying I'm not conscious of what's happening, keeping the wheel. I'm not, you know, that's why I want to say doing it on people think nothing just happened for real though.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, my car go to the side and just slow down because it's snow. So the snow made it slow down and it stopped. When I stopped, it's a tow truck looking at me, watching it. He said, "I was just waiting on y'all." He said, "I thought it was gonna be worse." I was just waiting on to see what they thought. I'm talking about the people riding down the highway. They watching. This is probably looking like a movie.
Yeah.
To them.
Yeah.
And it happened, bro. And so I didn't get hurt. So there's no documentation. There's no news story. There's no, you know, nothing happened. You know, everybody is good. And so I wrote the song Roll With You just because I thought that was interesting how he was cool and good to me. Mm-hmm. And I had Blue that morning. I'm not advocating nothing. All I'm doing is telling the truth. And for the purpose of people that need to call on God, regardless of what state of mind or wherever they are, I would rather that they do call on him in hopes that he would save them like he saved me. He protected my life. The opposite of that is, nigga could have been dead. And I know that might mean some people will shout about it, celebrate it. That's what he get. Ha ha. Fake this, fake that. I'm so glad God ain't like them. He saved me. I was high. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. I'm sorry. This was in the past. It was a real thing. And I wrote about it on purpose. Even my music, bro, I write about this stuff on purpose, just in case somebody that's not religious, I want you to know that you can call, I believe he'll be your father too. He'll save you. You might be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I don't want you to think I'm too bad and then don't call him, because that went in my mind. I was thinking like, I deserve this, you know? And so what I did is I made up in my mind that I said, God, whatever you do, it's whatever. And I let myself go and I didn't do the fear thing. It was whatever. He sent down angels. Whatever. Right. You might not believe me, but he'll roll with you.
Right.
Yeah. That's what that song about, bro.
Okay. Yeah. I remember that. It's the first one we did. So, all right, so let's bring them up to right now, man. What you got going on right now, music-wise?
Okay, man, so much. I feel like I have reached my musical peak. Mm-hmm. I've been doing music for 20-something years. I've been recording since before I moved here, but I have not been putting out music since 2014. I've been putting out music. Yeah. So we've done a lot of music. I feel like I've reached my musical peak. And so I got a 4-pack. I just dropped Salvation of an Urban Soul, which is the best album I've ever done. I don't know if it's possible. That's my blueprint, you know. I don't know if it's possible to, and I get it that I do gospel music and the goal's supposed to be to win souls. I get all of that. But as an artist, I care about the artistry, the technicalities, the excellence. I care about the sonics, the sounds, the words, the rhymes. I care about all of it. I care about the marketing. I care about the promo. You know, I care about the rollout. You know, I care about the sound. I care about the sound system. I care about the PA. I care, you know. And so I care about, you know, I am an artist and I do this to win souls, but I also do this so that for honor, you do it so that your family can be proud, so that the church can be proud, so that all people, you want them to also have a path to see what they can do. And I said that just to say I'm trying to be the greatest, period.
Yeah.
Period. And so I reached my apex, and so we got a 4-pack dropping. Man, beats. So now we working with Nigeria. We working with a team in Nigeria, and we doing international music now. And me and DJ Fury, we are what we call this. We are like scientists. We are cooking. We trying to like make it. We don't even know. The music that we're making right now is something that we ain't never heard before. We're literally trying to create, a sound. So we're taking these Afro beats, and then we putting our swag on it. We putting our thing on it. We putting drops on it. We taking the beat out. We doing our thing to it. And even with what I do vocally, I'm just putting different sonics in it to make it, sound a little, we saying, trap it out a little bit. And so, man, this 4-pack is called Blue, and it's fire. It's about, it's a testimony. It's about redemption. It's about, it's for people that are still becoming. It ain't for people that have arrived, and that's what my music is. It's for people that still becoming. It's for people that's arrived as well, but it's for people that still becoming. And right. So, man, I think this 4-piece is the baddest 4-pack. The baddest EP. I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't really know, man. They don't really rock with me. They don't really.
You got is it like a lead off single you got on, or you putting everything out there kind of like at one time? And how you marketing this one?
We dropping Save Us first. Save Us has Zaka from Nigeria, and then it has my little cousin from Cortland. She did a phenomenal job.
She did.
Man, she did a phenomenal. I almost took my verse off and redid it, but I didn't want to do her like that because that's my little cousin. But I almost redid my verse because I freestyled because she was here, and I ain't never worked with her, and I didn't know how she worked. And so I wanted to kind of push her. Like, I wanted to make her hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up. Let me see what you do. And so I was doing things in that session to kind of push her to see was she a worthy, featured artist. And she did her thing, man, on that song. So Save Us is like, that should be for what's happening with the war, the state of the world, fear all around the country. This song is saying, save us, man. Only Jesus can save us. And so that's the lead off single. And then that's made by the guys out there in Nigeria. And then I got something by Fred Nice. I rock with Fred. That's my boy. Right. So Fred Nice gave me about a 30-pack of beats, maybe about 5 years ago, right before COVID. And I held on to him. I didn't think I could make a record with him because Fred Knight got these super R&B sounding beats. I didn't think we could make it gospel. That's what I'm saying. Fred Knight's got some genuine type, what I'm saying, style beats. And so we was able to, I think we came up with a good one called Simple that we putting on the EP. And then we got, we did My Joy.
My Joy, yeah.
So we got My Joy, and then we got 100, on the EP. So that's dropping April 2nd. So that's in a few days. But on the 1st, Save Us is coming. And I'm expecting that to be bananas. I hope it don't take, sometimes the music takes so long because my album last year, my album from 2024 is just now being nominated for awards, so sometimes the music takes so long.
Okay. Now, before we get out of here, we gotta let you talk about Wild Honey and Locust. So just give them a little bit of background on Wild Honey and Locust, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, Wild Honey and Locust, it's kind of like what Fury alluded to earlier. You got to kind of know Aye Sanford. Fury would know me better than most people that even know me because DJ gets to deal with me in my most intimate time when we create music. He get to see me when the lights ain't on and all of that. Mm-hmm. And so Wild Honey and Locust, the design of that organization and that group and that team is to work with, is to be a group for those particular type of people that's overlooked. There's some great talent, great gifts. And so we are a group and an organization. I have a local church. We're trying to reach lost people, people that's burdened, don't know what to do, depressed, oppressed, victimized, that's broken. Those are the people we really want to reach. The reason for it is because we think it's a beautiful thing to see growth and transition. I enjoy seeing growth and transition. On top of that, what Wild Honey and Locust's goal is to create an infrastructure. We would like to own properties. We would like to own land. My vision is to create a social district or a community where people can come and eat some food, listen to some live music, play some pool, a safe environment, and love the Lord. Again, what I'm saying is I'm trying to create a kingdom, a Christian, social environment. And so Wild Honey and Locust is more about kingdom, Christian, social. We want to teach you how to network. We want to do concerts. We want to do fashion shows. We want to do galas. We want to do day parties. Just fun, just to bring fun to your Christian life. I grew up in an environment in Milwaukee where when I came to Jesus from the streets, I had so much fun, man. We did talent shows, concerts, tours, plays. I had a chance to do, you was able to date even and have social events, things like that. And so my goal is to bring that. The purpose of it is to harness talent. We want to find talent, young talent, mentor them in that so that they can be, in the society that we live in, you'll always be able to make some money, a musician, a painter, any kind of a tech person. You can build apps, photographer. My goal and our purpose with Wild Honey and Locust is to create that opportunity for all people. But we looking for tastemakers, people that want to, taste. And so that's what we is. That's why we Wild Honey and Locust on purpose. It sounds like it's not church, and it sounds artistic because we're not religious church. We're not church. We are a people. We're a nation. We love God, and we want to maximize the talents and gifts. But right now, our focus is on infrastructure. We're trying to get credits and things up to par, create LLCs, and then be able to tap into funding and be able to create infrastructure. If that makes, let me say this before I go. What I mean is when you walk through Batesville or Oxford, we want you to be able to see a headquarters. Buildings, but these buildings ain't gonna just be for worship. It'll be, we're gonna shoot pool, game room, meeting space, a recording studio. Here's a shop. We do shops and things like that. And so our purpose is just to get them, and then we can send them off. You come learn and then get sent off, but with a plan. To rehabilitate communities. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all pray for me.
Now, last year, I DJ'd for you at a youth event. Like that, are y'all gonna be having any more like events like that coming up in the future?
Yeah, we got a karate tournament in Panola County at the First Baptist Life Center, April 19th. So we have karate schools. We do karate. So we have karate schools. My father, my brothers have a school in Batesville. I do a partnership in Charleston, Mississippi, karate. I'm offering free karate in Charleston. They're offering paid here. So we do have a karate school, the after school programs and things like that. We partner and we align, we work together. So April 19th, there's a karate tournament. August 12th through the 14th, we're going to do a big expo, a major expo. And then to answer your question in a shortly, yes, I'm constantly, I met with the basketball people yesterday. We had a meeting, so me and you got to talk about that. But we are constantly, we can't get enough. I'm looking to do worship nights at the coffee spots. I want to come and perform or minister or whatever you call it every Juneteenth. Every community thing that y'all got going on, I want to be there because the people matter, man. I care about the people. I care about the younger generation, this generation, and it's all about the people for me. So we want anytime y'all gonna see me and DJ Fury a bunch. A ton of times. And if you need us, book us. Mm-hmm. DJ, he pull out that DJ and we come do our thing. So I want to say this to you. I appreciate you for being open. Since I've been here. Remember you did the Hard Rock Cafe with me.
Right.
As well. We performed or did our thing at the Hard Rock Cafe back when I first moved here, which was a upscale, top of the line, very elegant, handled by the Memphis Music Coalition, and they did their thing. And then you come do the small things with me, and so I do appreciate you. There's a lot of people that know me, man, that won't make no sacrifices, but then the new people that I'm able to connect with, you will come anytime I ask. But that's the kind of stuff we like to do, though. But pray for me. That's how I want Sunday. I want a DJ. I just want to be able to chill into it. I want to be able to chill into it. So that's how I want Sundays. I want a DJ and a band. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's what's up. Man. I agree because, it's kind of like where it need to go to. Because if you think about it, they just didn't have that type of technology back then. Yeah. But they was doing the same thing. So they had the piano. Like the piano was the DJ board back then. It was. You know what I'm saying? So
and for me, I'm talking about the type of people. Like I want, and it's not my decision. Y'all hear me when I say this. It ain't my choice. It don't matter what I want. But I want to see people from the streets, from the hood. I want to see them in church. I just want to see them. I just think they look so good in Jesus, dog. You know what I'm saying? Cats with tattoos and real dude. You know what I'm saying? Can I say? We don't say nigga though. I ain't say a nigga. I ain't say it. You know what I'm saying? Real niggas. Real people. Sister baby girl with the attitude problem. You know what I'm saying? We want to be I just believe that we have the solution or something to where you can keep certain fabrics of your personality because it ain't all bad. Mm-hmm. And then work together in harmony. So for me, I want a DJ because for me, I want to be able to rap if I want to rap, or I want to be able to come to a concert. I want to be able to come and, and I know people don't like entertainment in church, but I get bored sometimes. And I like social. From Milwaukee, that's the problem, I guess, from Milwaukee. We are a social city.
Yeah.
So I like fellowshipping. I like laughing. I don't want to just be, crying, and I like laughing, and that's good church to me. Really laughing and loving the people and slapping high fives. That's church to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you'll get down too. If they don't know, you say your word too now. So.
Yeah. I do. Sure. I do get down. Fury, no, I do. don't let it. Yeah, I do turn up. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. I do. I got the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? I do. I will holler. I will tune. I do all of that too. It's just for me, that's the easy. When you grow up in, that's the easy part to me.
Yeah.
That's right. Easy. What's difficult to me is reaching, is getting down. Like it's hard for me to come down to people. That's the hard part. Mm-hmm. But it's easy to just, it's just easy to do that. But again, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go so you can kind of know what's my real passion behind why am I like I am. I'm like this because my homeboys died, bro. You know, my homeboys used to want to come to church, and my church used to treat them bogus, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess that's why I constantly just got this thing for, you know, people judge me, don't judge me. I'm like this for a reason, man. My homeboys died. They never got to meet my kids, and I don't know if I would have survived the hood without them. You know, they taught me like these the G's. You know, this is what you do. You know, I remember when I first got hit in the mouth. You know, hey, you got hit in the mouth because you was a mean mugging. You know, so my homeboys they got murdered, man, and so right when we was crossing that 18, 19, 20 threshold to be able to be grown men together, and they always wanted to come to church with me. You know, they always used to be like, Zan, make sure that when you go to church. And sometimes we acted like they was sometimes we acted like they was in the way, you know. Sometimes we didn't want to squeeze them in our car. You know, I'm just gonna, you know, and I guess because of that, I don't want to lose the streets, bro.
I got you.
Like, right. I just struggle with cause I can just go do TV. Like, I'm connected for real. I can just go be a famous for real, just travel. But I don't want to lose the streets because I feel like, you know, my homeboys wanted to come for real, bro. I'm going to just put it like that. They wanted to come to Vacation Bible School. Mm-hmm. You know, they wanted to come to church. And, you know, I just, that's the part that just weigh on me. The thought, like you just said, that somebody might really want to be here, you know, and can't. And so that's why, and, you know, maybe I need to pray and get delivered or something, you know. Maybe God got to wash my mind to not care about the streets. You know, maybe that's what it is. Because it's definitely not easy and it ain't no money in it. You know, it ain't no money in what I do, period. You know, it ain't no glory in it. You know, this ain't the glory of the, you know, the glory of the church is the big edifice and it looks like it's worth $1 billion. That's the glory of the church. The glory of the church ain't reaching some law. You know, I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I don't want to pretend, but y'all know what I'm saying? And so, it ain't hard. It ain't easy, I mean, at all. But so y'all know, that's why, you know, when I say it's because I want to have a church that my homeboys can come to. You know, I want to have a church that my cousins can come to. My nieces can come to, too. You know, our girl might be LGBTQ or whatever. I want them to be able to swing on through.
Yeah.
Fam might be, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I want a church where they can swing through, too. Hey, I'm in town. Woo, woo. Hey, swing through. Come on through. Maybe you'll hear something that can save you, bro.
Right.
You know, and so I think that way first. I want somewhere that my homies can come. You know, because I always had people when I was coming up that chose me and not my homies because I could sing or I could play a piano, but my homeboys is good people. You know, and y'all just don't know them, how good they is. And y'all don't know that they will listen. You know. So I don't want to hold you. I know you done kept me a long time. I enjoy myself, man.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming through. But yeah, I'm gonna let you get up out of here, man. Anything else? But you know, we gotta tell them where they can reach you at too, though, where they can hear your music and all that.
Okay, well, I'm on all streaming platforms. I know everybody like to go to YouTube or whatever, but I'm on all streaming platforms. You type in AYE, that's A, and then Sanford, SANFORD. I'm on on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. You just Aye Sanford together, you'll find me. Support. Follow me on Facebook if y'all can. Send me a message. If this interviewing somehow, you know what I'm saying, impacts you, you know, reach out to me. You know, y'all can book us on social media. You can inbox the Instagram or you can inbox the Facebook if you want to book. And then in closing, I just wanted to tell Mississippi, I wanted to tell Oxford, I wanted to tell Fury and his team and his camp, big salute. Thank y'all. I feel honored, you know, to be here. You know, being in this space and then being a gospel artist. It's rare that a gospel artist would get a chance to sit here. You know, this the trap. You feel me? This is, you know, y'all the fly. You know, y'all did y'all thing. I just, as an older person that's been a part of this music, I've been an OG to y'all. But I gotta say to you, to the younger generation, the Mississippi, you know, to my boy Jay Talley, to all of y'all did y'all thing. Trend, you know, y'all really did y'all thing over these last, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about you got casted and hit millions of streams. Oh, y'all did y'all thing. And so I wanted to, to my cousin, Fly Rich, y'all really did y'all thing. And I wanted to salute you and I tell you thank you because I know we friends, but I know respect is the reason why you got me in this chair. And so I respect you and I appreciate you too, bro.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you. We appreciate you coming through for sure.
Yeah, cut that stuff out if I say it's so crazy. I'm scared to share it.
Hey, we got to give it to a real,
Yeah. We did good.
Man, I did want to mention your son. I love football,
okay.
Man. Right? We call this after hours or whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
He deserves to be mentioned, though. That boy doing it.
Yeah, like I just remember seeing him when he was just playing at Oxford, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just getting them D1 offers and going to Arkansas first,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son, y'all, is Alex Sanford Jr. He was number 0 back in what, about around 2020, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
He was number 0 for Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
My boy, man. Came from Milwaukee. We moved here from Milwaukee. That's another reason we moved. He was my kids was reaching that age that they needed. I wanted to let them have some space. Let them kind of, otherwise they would have grew up kind of sheltered and smothered. Yeah. I wanted them to grow up like I did, being able to I wanted them to be mature by the time they turned 18, 19 because they had, I didn't want them to grow up being babies, you know what I'm saying, mentally. And so I moved here just to let them go, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's weird, but you got to know how they was raised. I kept them under my, I kept them very sheltered. Everything about their education and everything was very intentional. I never let them around certain types of ghetto type environments. Kept them into art. Kept them mastering a particular talent. They had to all take karate. They had to all master a particular talent. Whether it be music, they had to all master. Alex picked up music. They all picked up singing. Alex picked up drums. Elena picked up the viola. Drew can do it all, but he's a tech person. But he can do it all. He can sing. He's a tech person. He's just brilliant. And so, and then I got to salute my youngest son, Gray. I have to salute Grayson. But so Alex, he now plays for Pitt. The University of Pittsburgh. He's number 10. He's starting, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he's starting out there, man. They in spring camp right now.
So he at Pitt now?
He's at Pitt.
Okay. He was with Purdue before?
He was with Purdue.
Okay.
He was with Purdue.
Yeah.
All D1. They was Big Ten.
Yeah.
Now he in the ACC. He's with Pitt.
Okay.
And Pitt practices right with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he's loving it. He's like, Daddy, he's meeting, I lost him now. He gone now. You know what I mean? He talking to NFL people now.
Yeah.
He got phone numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see the dream come true for him because it was hard for him.
Yeah.
And I'm tell you one thing we gathered from that though. Man, we plugged in the college football arena. My homeboys that we started out as parents, we've started an agency now.
Okay.
That agency represents Alex.
Oh, so okay. It's kind of like a collective for him.
It's a collective, Doc. So we got NFL calibers. My boy is connected to the Metcalfs. He's DK Metcalf's cousin, Terrence Metcalf. So the Metcalf boys, they play for Tennessee now. Them my boys. So we all a family. We got athletes all over the country, man. We all underground. We a family. We locked in for life too. Okay. So above the music thing and even the church world, right? Yeah. I got a whole nother world that I don't even tell people about. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's $1 billion, billion, you know what I'm saying, world. It's the coaches. We got coaches that we made a covenant with. We brothers for life. They play for programs all over the country. We got the agency going. It's called Prosperity. That's the name of the agency. I don't want to give it out, but I'm saying this because we can help parents.
Right.
To navigate their children, I can give you the knowledge that we didn't get in the beginning. If I would have known by 10 years old for Alex, I would have navigated them different. he got an offer to Ole Miss when he was a sophomore. I didn't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? If I'd have had my way, he would have been playing here.
Yeah.
He always wanted to play here.
Okay.
But it was just things that we didn't know. So we able to, catch these children, get these parents, and get them the right knowledge. It's not taking nothing. There's laws, that's by the NCAA, so it's not going to allow nobody to take advantage. But we are able to help navigate and steer these kids and really get to tell these parents what they need to do and get them plugged, because we want to get your children, you want to get your child plugged with national notoriety as soon as possible. Sometimes around here, we just care about being known in Oxford, being known in Batesville. I play for Oxford. I play for Sapanola. Well, you competing with the world, not even America. They pulling in athletes from London.
Yeah.
They pulling in athletes from all over.
Canada.
You
think about Chicago Mills Knight.
Yeah.
Came down from Canada.
They pulling them from all over the world, man. And so you want it as soon as possible. If you can get them plugged in and on the trajectory to have a national, viewpoint. Why is that important? It just helps make that first deal better for them. Because if that first deal, each step, if they not done right, you can kill the morale of your kid, and your kid will give up on football before they get to the prize. So it's important to do it right. And you need to be guided. We send them out. We just let the Lord. If the Lord want him to do it, the Lord is just. I don't really agree with thinking that it's just like that, because you saying God likes some people better than other people.
Right.
And he don't have no respecter of person. So stop putting the Lord on it. Let's put us on it. Let's be responsible. So I wanted to throw that out there because with the kind of access that we have, I don't get a lot of people here don't even reach out.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can plug you, We can. I got some good brothers. We got agents. We got good brothers, man. That's fathers that really care and that's doing a good job navigating. And then secondly, there's a path that you need to know when that kid in Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to take them serious until they get to. My son ain't an accidentally good athlete. Right. Him being good at athletics is not an accident. And you can say God did do some stuff, but we started working him out as a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
We put him in karate class and we trained him. We started working with him way before, he was an athlete, period. Mm-hmm. And we was preparing him, to I wanted him to be able to choose whatever path you want to choose, but I wanted to make sure that you have the mechanics, to be able to do it, because I know how it is when you're competitive and somebody they just faster than you.
Yeah.
And you're like, dang, they just faster than you. And so it's not an accident. It was a lot of money invested in taking them to camps every summer. And so what I would like to do, even through our group, I would like to get a bus, man, and that's what we want to do every summer. Take some kids to college visits.
Yeah.
Let's take these athletes and just try to get them the biggest, I'm going to say the best deal, put them in the best situation possible. And I know that
it is what it is.
Yeah, I know why take less when you can get more? And that more can bless your household.
It's almost professional.
It's professional.
In college now, so I see what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
It is professional.
Yeah.
And you can put them in position, man.
Yeah.
And so, but seek out, get that knowledge. Don't be waiting till they score 7 touchdowns in one game. Don't be waiting. If you see them, they got certain mechanics. Get them a trainer. Let's get them. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna stop. You ain't want to. But yeah, we was talking about Alex. But man, he out there, dog. This should be a good year for him.
Okay.
And I think they gave him another year too.
Okay.
But it's up to him. He his plan. He has his own plan. But I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of all my children. I love all my kids. Without them doing nothing, they don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
But for him, I'm happy because I know how hard it is and how difficult it is. It's very hard, dude, to send your kid to a place in life and you can't really help them. Mm-hmm. I can't help them on that football field, bro. I can't help them in that weight room. I can't help them dealing with the politics of everything, the media, there's no way I know what it's like to perform in front of 80,000 people. You know, you got millions of people watching you every week. Like, I can't front, like, bro, I'm looking at him. Like, I'm a fan of you now, bro, because I've never done that. I can help you, I can give you some tips and I can give you some wisdom, but I'm proud of him because it wasn't easy, bro.
Right.
And it ain't easy.
Right. Well, yeah, man, we gonna wrap it up, man. So, you know, I appreciate Aye Sanford coming through. Got to chop it up. Got the backstory. You know what I'm saying?
We really did, bro. You got a good interview. I'm gonna see how you chop this up.
But yeah, I mean, we gonna give it to him raw as possible. But, you know, we gonna give y'all some highlights too. So just be on the lookout.
Yes, what's up?
Oh yeah.
Salute.
All right.